Mama raised a big stepper,
Big stepper. Big blessings.
big faith. Yeah. Look, I throw these dragons in the dungeons. Got the plunger and I'm plunging. I'm just living in abundance. All my blessings are humongous. The devil thought he had me when he had me. He the dumbest. Like the Virgin
I'm
Islands,
gonna
I be
wait
chilling
till
where the
people
sun
come
is.
in.
Turn my water into wine.
I'm gonna wait till people come in.
Yeah, they mad cause I be winning, and that's something they can't stomach. And I cast these devils out of them. I make my haters vomit.
I'm gonna wait.
Shoot it if you got it. Yes, I'm with it. Yes, I want it. I got faith in the battle like
This
a
is
chain, and
big.
I'm a flaunt it. Always preaching, turn away from your sin. I'm so redundant. With
About
no
to be
clothes,
big.
I be punching. With no shoes, I keep running. Barefoot on this holy ground, cause you know I don't play around. I don't need a Grammy, cause one day I'll get a golden crown. Thank God for
Need a
my family,
Grammy.
cause I know they gon' hold it down. Overcame every goofy demon and you silly clowns. Overcame every goofy demon
What'd he
and you
say?
silly clowns.
Big
Big
stepper.
stepper, I'm just trying
Gonna
to
do
do
better.
better. One day
I'm
I'ma
a
die, and on the day I'm on
live
live
forever.
forever.
Big
Big
stepper.
stepper, I'm just trying to
Do
do
better.
better. One day I'ma die, and on the day I'ma live
Ever
forever.
big
Big
stepper.
stepper,
Big
big
stepper.
stepper, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Big
Big
stepper.
stepper,
Big
big
stepper.
stepper,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Big stepper, big stepper, yeah, yeah.
Man, I done been excited all. Listen, I done been excited since church. I done been excited since we got out of church today. I'm telling the truth. I'm gonna wait though till some more people get in here. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till some more people come on. I'm gonna wait.
Got angels all around me, they be guarding my perimeter. If you ain't fasting and praying, then you immature. Souls is the mission and the kingdom's
Who
what we
we fighting
fighting
for?
for. Good God, I feel his presence in this atmosphere. Bodies being slain in the spirit, ain't no capping here. Faith fill the room, man, a miracle can happen here. Never lift you open up the mouth, you gon' get slapped in
I'm
here.
a big
Big
stepper.
stepper,
I'm
I'm
just
just
trying
trying
to
to
do
do
better.
better.
One
One
day
day
I'ma
I'ma
die
die,
and
and
on
on
my
the day
day
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna live
live
forever.
forever.
Big
Big
stepper.
stepper, I'm just
Trying
trying
to
to
do
do
better.
better. One day I'ma die, and on the day I'ma
Live
live
forever.
forever.
Big
Big
stepper.
stepper,
Big
big stepper,
stepper.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Big stepper, big stepper, yeah, yeah, yeah. Big stepper, big stepper.
All right. All right. So check this out. Look, we was in church today, and I mean I had my phone on D&D, do not disturb. But then I take it off D&D today, and I'm like, what in the world just happened to the crypto market? Like, what just happened? Like, I'm like, okay, like, so I get on Twitter. I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? Turns out, okay, Truth Social posted that Donald Trump said that he's using XRP, Solana, and Cardano, and eventually probably other cryptocurrencies as a potential strategic reserve. Not potential. It's not even potential. They're going to be using it as a strategic reserve. Like, I'll be honest, that's a big deal. That's a really big deal because, like, even from the beginning, when I first started this channel, I was saying and mentioning to people that eventually it's going to come to a time or come to a point to where we're going to be transacting and paying for things in digital currency and paying for things in like houses, cars, boats, and stuff like that. Like, I'm in the real estate industry. So I know how these transactions are moving on a daily basis, like seeing, going to the closing table and, lenders, most lenders, when they get ready to do a transaction, 9 times out of 10, they have to check, income and all of that other stuff. But mortgages take a long time to get funded. Like, they take some time. This is huge because this is going to change the banking industry as a whole and change the entire, basically, financial markets as an entire whole. Like, this is going to be like this is one of the biggest shifts ever. Like this is a very huge shift, and for a United States president to come out and say, well, hey, this is what we're doing. We're going to move towards this and do this towards digital currency and digital assets. That is that's a major big deal. And like I look at it like this, like a lot of us in the wealth transfer community have been waiting and waiting and patient and obedient and disciplined on this wealth transfer to happen. Like we've been waiting on it and waiting. Like I didn't come on YouTube till like a year ago. Like, but I was always following wealth transfer. People like I think the first person that I actually watched about the wealth transfer, because truth be told, I knew the Lord was talking to me about crypto, but I didn't know that he was talking to other people about crypto. Like Now Daily Bread, like she was one of the first people, sharing with Now Daily Bread. She was one of the first people that I watched on a wealth transfer on YouTube. And like, I just remember we were sitting back and we were thinking, oh, okay, well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. It's going to happen soon. Like, and truth be told, like, hey, like it took some time, but like now that things are moving ahead and moving along, it seems as if things are different now. And one thing I will say is the power of prayer, because I can honestly say, like, man, like going like even in that time, like going through that time, like there's been trials, there's been tribulations and stuff. Like there's times when I've had money and then I ran out and then I messed around and I had to sell crypto and like, and stuff like that. And I was like, well, dang God, like I had to do this and I had to do that. But at that time, I was going through a pruning season. So I was in a pruning season during that time when all of that was going down. But I didn't believe. That's the one thing about it. You got to believe. You got to have faith. Okay, that's one thing that the Lord hates is a spirit of unbelief. You got to believe. You have to believe. If you don't believe it, then it ain't gonna be done, man. It just ain't gonna be done. And so like God, for a lot of you guys, he's getting ready to reward your faith. Like God is, I feel like so heavy, like he's getting ready to reward your faith for being obedient, for staying in the right place, for just staying obedient to him through this time. Like this is a big deal. Things are happening. Things are happening fast. It's happening quickly. I mean, get excited, man. Our pastor, one of our pastors, he had came down from Maryland today, and he said, "Hey, get ready to celebrate." In my heart, I'm celebrating. This is exciting. Like my spirit is happy. My spirit is happy. Like, because hey, we've gotten all these words, we get all these, confirmations and prophetic dreams and stuff like that. Like, but it's just exciting to finally see things like moving along as they should be, like moving along. Like harvest is here. Harvest is here. This is it. This is it. But the most important thing, though, is that this is just not about cryptocurrency, but this is about the harvest of souls for when the Lord Jesus Christ comes back. Okay? We got to use these digital assets these are basically like commodities and resources that we have that we're going to be able to fund and build and multiply stuff, buy cattle and goats and all. Man, I've been talking about cows all week for some odd reason. I had a dream about cows. I was like, man, I don't know. It's just so interesting to me now, like in the Old Testament and stuff like that. That's what they, the bulls and the cows and stuff were sacrifices unto the Lord and stuff like that. And then also, Like I feel like back then, y'all know that like cattle and goats and stuff, that was actually the people's that was like their wealth. That so like who was it? It was Solomon, all of those guys. You know what I mean? I remember I was reading. What was I reading in? I was reading in. I want to grab my Bible, but I don't know where. I just tell y'all about it. Um, there was a section in the Word where I believe it was Solomon. He ended up giving, and I'm going into giving because like I want y'all to understand how important that it is to give and to sow. Like one of our ministers, we were in Sunday school today, and he had brought up the fact, he had brought up, well, it's in the Word where they talk about, will a man rob God? And have you robbed me in tithe and offering and stuff like that. But and basically in that, your tithe and offering and your giving is what's going to rebuke the devourer of your finances. So giving and sowing and reaping is what's going to push you forward. You know what I mean? Like so always, once this happens and you get to a place, okay, let's just say Shiba Inu done went to $1. Okay, let's say Shiba went to $1. Great, Shiba's at $1 now. Okay, do I want to sell or do I want to stay in? Okay, it's probably going to keep going. Well, if I sell right now, okay, boom. Well, let me cut this off the top of what is owed to the Lord. You know what I mean? Let me take God's off the top and give to Him. Just make sure that you give the Lord His when you do receive this increase, okay? Because what I'm believing, I'm gonna tell you what I'm believing. I mean, I done seen visions of XRP go up multiple digits, jumping multiple digits. I've seen that. Okay, and Brandon Biggs, he done said he's seen that too. I said I seen it too. I done seen that for real. And I'm gonna say this too, like what I believe of what's going to happen is one morning, it's gonna happen in the night or in the morning. We're gonna wake up and a lot of people are just going to be millionaires and billionaires. And it's gonna be all over the news. It's gonna be all over the news. You're gonna see millionaires and billionaires titled the headlines: XRP, Bitcoin, Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Cardano, Solana, all of those. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it is going. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. You're gonna see it happen. That's what's like. It's gonna be literally like an overnight millionaire type of situation. But I say that to say this, that like it's not all about the glitz and glamour stuff. Like it's not. We have to make sure that you know that God gave you the increase. God is the one who gives increase, and God is the one, and Lord Jesus is the only one who can give the increase, and He can also take the increase away. That is 100% the truth. I don't know any other way to say that. Listen, let me tell y'all a story right quick. Like, I can remember that it was a real estate deal that I was doing. Right? This is a true story. What I'm getting ready to tell you. I was doing a real estate deal once. And it was a pre-foreclosure. This lady, she needed some money for her home. And I had one of my investors, he was getting ready to buy, he wanted to buy the home. So, I basically sold it to him. And this lady, she just completely went ghost. Like, she went ghost. I didn't know where she was. Like I called her, I texted her, I called her, I texted her. She didn't respond. And I'm sitting here like, man, my God, what is going on? And I had who was that? Well, I wasn't really concerned about it because, obviously I had other deals in the pipeline. But one day I was like, okay, I'm going to call one of my ministers at the church and I'm going to talk to him. And I told him, I said, hey, I'm thinking about giving a certain amount to the church. I said, hey, it's an amount that I've never really gave before, but it goes back to me thinking about Solomon. When Solomon basically, okay, let me tell you this quick story about Solomon, then I'll go back to that. Solomon, ended up giving like like, could you imagine having 20,000 cattle, right? Imagine having 20,000 cattle and goats and sheep, okay? But then you got so much faith that you take about 1,000 of those cattle and basically slaughter them before the Lord, okay? As a sacrifice to the Lord, okay? That's like giving, I don't know, I can't really compare that to anything, but that in his day, in Solomon's day, that was a sacrifice. It's in Chronicles. It's somewhere in Chronicles, that what I'm talking about. But that's like a sacrifice. That was a sacrifice unto the Lord. Him taking that like 1,000 cattle and 1,000 bulls and laying it before the Lord. Like, because I mean, like I said earlier, that was their wealth at the time. Like that was their livestock and livelihood and stuff like that. But anyway, but as you've seen over the time period of Solomon's life, that the Lord continued to bless him. You see what I'm saying? So, harvest and sowing and reaping is a real thing. But let me go back to my story. But I called the minister, and I said, this is what I'm about to do. He said, okay. I said, do it, brother. I said, okay. So I did it, right? Bro, this was the same Sunday. I mean, mind you, I had been trying to contact this lady for the past 3 weeks. I had been trying to contact her for the past 3 weeks, bro. And when I sold that, the lady texted me and called me that very day. Nobody knows that. The only person who knows that story is my wife. The lady called me that very day. And guess what? When I sold that, I got increased again. I got increased again because we actually ended up closing that transaction. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the laws of harvest, they work. Like they work, like giving and sowing into people. And one thing that our ministers and elders, they talk a lot about is sowing into good ground though too. You don't want to sow into no bad ground, because then it'll take you a long time to get back together. So okay. And yeah, like I might, what I might do? I might bring one of our ministers or elders or pastors on one day, and we do a live, and they kind of go into detail about that. But yeah, anyway, I'm just saying, man, God is getting ready to pay this increase. Boy, I know y'all. Look, man, I'm excited, bro. I'm excited, man. I was in the car, and we was on the way back home, and I was just like, man. I told my wife, I asked my wife, I said, baby, you see the crypto market? She said, no, I ain't see it. I said, go look at it, because that stuff done jumped up. But yeah. Oh, and what's even funnier? Let me tell you how funny God is, though. So y'all know, I think it's Tim Scott. You know Tim Scott and what's his name? Crypto czar David Sachs. I think that's his name. So Tim Scott, I know Tim Scott. So Tim Scott is a senator in our state, and I know him because I used to be at a camp where he would come and speak sometimes. And it's crazy because I had reached out to Tim Scott's office about XRP and the strategic reserve and stuff like that. And I'd be wondering sometime, like, did he get my message from when I sent it to him like a year ago? Like, because Tim Scott and David Sachs, I think that they're actually on the same like presidential crypto council committee or whatever. I think that they're actually on the same like committee or something or another like that. But yeah, this is anyway. See, we on live. Y'all, I don't really do lives like that. I really don't. I don't do lives like that. But I really felt it strongly to get on here today. Like, I don't know why. I just felt it. I was feeling it. So yeah, but I just say too, the last thing is like stay faithful. Like, stay faithful, because like I said, money, money is cool. Money's cool. But I get more joy seeing people come to Christ. Okay, like I've seen money, like, but I get more joy people coming to Christ. Like money's cool. Like the fancy stuff is cool. Like God broke that off of my heart though a long time ago. Like the Fendi bags and all of that stuff. Like the Fendi bags, the Gucci, all of that stuff. Like I used to have a business partner. He was heavy into it, and the thing about it was like we had the same taste. You know what I mean? But God had he God broke me down and humbled me in a certain season and broke all of those things off of me. So like I don't look at money the same. I don't look at finances the same. Um, yeah, flashy stuff just don't do it for me no more. It don't. It's cool, but it don't do it. Don't do it for now. Don't get me wrong. Now, like I like nice stuff. I like nice stuff now. Okay. But I mean, everybody like a nice pair of shoes, a nice chain or something like that, or a nice car, like. But that ain't what Christ called us. He didn't call us to to do that. He didn't call us to like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like love those things. You get what I'm saying? Like he didn't call us to love that stuff. And it's very easy, like without discipline, to get wrapped up into those things. It's very easy to get wrapped up into that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because you see all these. Let's just take these lottery winners for example. Like a lottery winner, like they win $1 million. Shoot, sometimes them lottery winners, they ain't got no bread till like no more. Like they ain't got no more bread. Why? Because they didn't practice any discipline. Like they weren't disciplined with their finances. And that's one of the main keys is you have to be disciplined with your finances. Like being disciplined and learning great management skills. Like get a financial planner, a financial advisor, somebody who will be like, I look at it like this. Like I know I got a real estate business, but I'm always aiming to go higher. I'm always looking to go higher. I'm always thinking of how can I grow this? How can I maximize this? And sometimes you ain't going to be able to do it with your own expertise. Like I need somebody else that knows more than me. Like I'm gonna say I mentioned this to my wife, like sweetheart, like when we get uh, you know, to a certain point, I would like to start hiring people who know more than us, whereby they can help us move forward. You know what I mean? And so that's what the expertise, the knowledge. God will send the knowledge on how to do those things. You know what I mean? Like just whatever you got planned in your heart and planned in your mind to do. I know one thing that I'm planning to do. I know I told my wife a lot, like, hey, like I want to buy companies. I want to buy some of the biggest companies in the world. Like I'm serious, and I believe that I really believe that by faith. Like I wholeheartedly believe that by faith, like for real. Like I believe it. It. So, um, but yeah, yeah. But management is huge because I look at it like this: like if you can't manage well, and how you going if you can't manage well, how you expect the Lord to drop 2.58 billion in your hands? Okay. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense. You'd be out of money tomorrow. It don't make sense, man. So we got to manage what we got, what we do have. And too, I say this too, like also finding other things that can produce income. Just thinking, praying about, okay, Lord, like, cause I know when I was going through my season of lack, I was like, okay, God, what can I do? What can I do, Lord? That can bring me. What can I do, Father? Like asking the Holy Spirit, Lord, what can I do that I can continue to produce income? What can I do? Because listen, in this current economy, we went to Sam's Club the other day. we went to go pick up like 14 items. And I kid you not, those items were $144 for 14 items. We went in the store and I was like, man, like this stuff is high in here. But one thing we got to know in this certain economy, when interest rates go down, inflation goes up. Okay, so there's a correlation there. That's in what I'm telling you. That's a real economic thing. Like when interest rates drop, okay, inflation tends to go up. When interest rates go up, inflation goes down. Okay, so anyway, I just thought that I would say that. Thought I'd come on here and share some things with you. The face of our pastor gave us this. He's preached on the faith of a mustard seed. Look how small a mustard seed is, guys. The faith of a mustard seed. You can move a mountain with that. Ain't that something else? That's something else. Only thing you got to do is just believe. That's all you got to do. But anyway, I think I'm done here. So, I just wanted to say that I had that in my belly. I was on fire. Guys, good night. Have a great night. God bless you. And be praying about, the economy and our leaders and all these things. Just be praying about AI, like be praying in regards to like, certain things and stuff like that. Just be praying about interceding for just certain things and stuff. So be praying for our country. So anyway, but I am done here. And Pluto, will see you on the other side. Bye for now.